Hi, I'm Sarah. Welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you would like to take a solo trip or you are thinking about it, but maybe you are too scared or you don't know where to start. So this video might help, or at least I hope they will. I've done a few trips on my own. My last trip was in Edinburgh and I share my experience on this channel. So today I'm sharing everything that helped me. For example, how to plan, how to stay safe, what to do when you're eating alone and feels a bit awkward, and of course how to actually enjoy it. So without losing any more time, these are my tips. I have on my phone my list, so if you see me checking my phone, it's because I'm checking my list. The first thing that I wrote is start small. So test the water first. Solo traveling is not for everyone and that's totally fine. So I always suggest starting small, 3-4 days in a nearby city, so you are close enough to feel safe but far enough to get a taste of being completely on your own. You should see this as a trial trip. Even just a weekend away in a nearby city can teach you a lot about your travel style. So don't overdo it, it's not necessary. Of course, if you feel confident enough, just go for it, but do not overdo it. My second tip is research and preparation. This is going to be your best safety net. For me, preparation is everything. Before any solo trip, especially if I'm solo, I do a deep dive on the destination, for the location that you are going to stay, for the neighborhoods, for everything that concerns that area. I just do a deep dive on different platforms. For example, if I have to book an hostel or an hotel, I just search for a recommendation of the same hotel, of the same hostels on different platforms. So I'm 100% sure that I'm safe to go. TikTok, for example, is an incredible source of information because you can find real people sharing reviews, real experiences, and even ready-made itineraries, and I feel like that's amazing. And I also read articles, watch YouTube vlogs, and check, for example, Google reviews, but you can generally do a deep dive on any site that you can possibly find, because knowing where you are going and what to expect makes a huge difference on how safe and confident you'll feel. Okay, let's move on. My third tip is about accommodation. When I travel alone, I usually skip Airbnb. I prefer hostels or hotels because usually they are more regulated and they often have a 24/7 reception, and you'll find the security measure that they are not guaranteed on private rentals. I love Airbnb, don't get me wrong, but if you want to feel a little bit more safe, that's my recommendation. I'm not really an hostel person, honestly. If I can, I prefer to book an hotel. But for example, if you are on a budget and you really want to visit a place, I feel like even if you are a female solo travel, hostels are very safe because there are also female-only dorms, and that's where I stayed in Edinburgh, and I really loved it. I didn't sleep very well. That's just because I cannot sleep with sounds and lights, but that's just a me problem. But as for safety, I felt very safe. And as I've told you before, I never book an accommodation without checking reviews on different websites. TikTok, TripAdvisor, Google reviews, everything that you can find. Just do your searching. My fourth tip is my favorite one, and if I had to suggest just one between these tips, I would choose this one, and it is map out your trip on Google Maps. When I'm alone, for me, it's really easy to lose track of time or just feel unsure about what to do next, so this helped me a lot. I save everything on Google Maps. So museum, cafes, bookshops, monuments, what else? Restaurants, everything that I want to see. So first of all, I start with monuments and tourist sites that I want to see. Then after saving them all, I check around the bar, cafes, restaurant, bookshop that are in that area. So for when I'm visiting a monument and I just want to sit down and relax, I just have to check on my phone the nearby park, bookshop, restaurant, whatever. It saves a lot of time and I feel much more confident. I assure you that it's not about planning every single minute, but it's about having a reference list that gives you a sense of direction, and it helps you avoid that wandering aimlessly that make you lose time, but at the same time it gives you the possibility to wander around because it makes you wander with a purpose. That's how I feel. I'm very attached to this method, so I really suggest you to try it. It's the best one. I did it in Edinburgh, for example. I had very few days and I wanted to see and explore so many things, and that gave me the possibility to wander around and just get lost in Edinburgh, but at the same time I knew what I had and what I could see close to me anytime, and also it didn't make me lose time thinking about where to go to eat or just to rest a little bit. So that's my best tip. For my fifth tip, I wanted to talk about eating alone, because I feel like a lot of people don't go solo traveling because they are scared of eating alone. I feel like the majority of us were scared about eating alone because it can really be intimidating, but you need to think that it's all on your mind. My best suggestion is to take with you some headphones and listen to music, podcasts. For me, it really works to listen to an audiobook because it just takes me on another dimension, and all my thoughts about time alone, everybody is watching me, just get lost and I'm able to relax. So for me that really works, but also just simply listening to music. A lot of people usually suggest to read a book, which can really be a vibe, but for me I feel like it's a bit complicated to eat and read a book. So I don't know about reading a book, but definitely it can be a possibility, but an audiobook is a very good solution. And also remember to save restaurant, cafe and everything, so you don't have to wander around thinking what to eat and lose time with that, because I hate losing time thinking where to eat. I just can't. Also because I'm a really indecisive person, so it will take me forever. And you will see that over time eating alone will become easier and you really start to enjoy your own company. Okay, so now it's time for the golden safety rules. Probably you already know, these are classic, but just in case I'm going to tell you. First is to always be aware of your surroundings and trust your intuition. So we are going fast here because you should probably already know this. So my second is never tell anyone that you are traveling alone, okay? So if someone asks you, just tell that you are seeing a friend, that you, I don't know, just invent something. You're meeting a friend, or my group is already there, really whatever. Just do not tell people that you are traveling alone. I'm also honestly guilty about that. Sometimes I told people that I was traveling alone. Don't do it. Just don't. Don't risk it, okay? Also, for extra safety, I avoid isolated areas at night and I prefer to get to my accommodation early in the evening. That's also because I prefer to wake up earlier in the morning and enjoying more the day. So it goes both ways. So take advantage of early mornings, also because if you want to take great picture in the morning, usually there are less people around. My 7 is flexibility is the best part. So one of the best thing about traveling alone is total freedom. If you want to stay in a museum for 2 hours, you can. If you want to stay for 5 minutes, you can. Solo traveling is truly listening to yourself, your energy, your mood, your curiosity, and follow it without anyone else's schedule in mind. So my 8th tip, which is a bonus tip, is about packing and practical tips. So that is carry a power bank at all times, Have a backup bank card stored separately from your main one. Download offline maps. You never know when you don't have internet. If you stay in hostels, bring earplugs with you. If you have a light sleep like me, you have to bring earplugs because people are coming back and forth at any hours. So earplugs, but also a sleeping mask would be perfect. And a small lock for your locker. There are also people that steal. You don't know which people are there, so yeah. Better safe than sorry, guys. Okay, so we are at the end. For my ninth tip, I just wanted to suggest a few destinations to consider for your first solo trip. These are based on our research, but also personal experiences, especially about female solo travelers. So that will be Portugal, Czech Republic, so Prague. For Portugal, will be Lisbon or Porto. Greece, it's also really nice, maybe some islands, and England, probably not London, but some around areas. Also Ireland in general, Scotland, of course. I feel like also Norway would be such an amazing solo trip for female travelers, and Japan. I heard a lot of female solo travelers that went to Japan that really feel safe. Of course, I have to say that even if people tell you that that location is safe, you always need to be aware of your surroundings, okay? Because bad people are everywhere. So that doesn't mean that nothing can happen, because you never know. You always need to be safe. But these are some of the cities and countries that female solo travelers felt safer. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I really hope that you'll find these tips helpful, and best luck on your future solo travel plans. I'm sure that they're going to be amazing. Also, tell me about your experiences in the comments. If you have other tips, they are always welcome, and also for everyone else to see. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!